In my last video, I made a full breakdown of a project where a small team was working on a rebuild of Warzone 1 that featured a bunch of events that were from Cold War, of the original MW19 Warzone, just a bunch of stuff that was really cool. And they talked about the future of the project and how they were working on it for game preservation because the game doesn't exist anymore. The original Warzone 1 has been completely discontinued. Any skin you bought in the game, gone. Every gun you leveled, gone. And they wanted to revive that because there's really no way of experiencing that. And if you want to argue that current Warzone is that experience, I don't know what to tell you. It just isn't. I don't think anyone who actually loved MW19's Warzone can actually convince me that this is an equivalent right now. What we have with Black Ops 7 or even Black Ops 6's Verdansk. It's just not the same. But the big thing I need to explain to you is that they got a cease and desist. And I'm going to show you right here the statement that was sent. It says, Mr. Blank, we appreciate that you and the Bot HQ team are fans of Call of Duty Warzone. Our client appreciates the passion and creativity the Call of Duty community brings. However, when the Call of Duty content is used without permission, our client must unfortunately step in and ask you to stop. Not only to protect the developer's work, but also to keep its game secure. As owners of the copyrights in COD games and Call of Duty Warzone, Activision possesses the sole and exclusive rights to create derivative works of Call of Duty Warzone. Now, once the cease and desist was received, and I helped make it public that this was going on because they asked me to promote the fact that they got a cease and desist, a lot of people started commenting on my video saying, you are the reason that this happened because I made a YouTube video about it. And to that, I need to say, if that's how you feel, I'm very sorry. But these guys actually reached out to me and asked me to make a video promoting it to help grow it and bring eyes on it so that people would test it and help, solidify the situation. Maybe they didn't expect it to get 50,000 views. I don't know. But I have other videos that have gotten hundreds of thousands of views. I don't think that wasn't in their wheelhouse. I think they knew this would go viral because I also told them it's probably going to go viral. No, what they said to me was they wanted me to promote it. And they truly believed that they were in the right. And I believed it's too, because the whole situation is that they weren't trying to make money off of this. They weren't trying to grow a service. They were trying to do this in the name of preservation. And you can see a lot of people in my comments called that this would be cease and desisted. I had my doubts, but I also had in the back of my head that it was very possible. And I talked about it with them very early on. And they believed, because they were doing it with the idea of preserving the game, that it was not possible. Obviously, that's not the case. It's a very, very, very hard situation. And, it's upsetting that something like this happens when everybody has lost everything they had from that era of Warzone, including just the gameplay itself. But it just goes down as another thing that Call of Duty was afraid of the user base getting. Just like they took down the remaster of Modern Warfare 2 right before MW3 came out because they knew that a lot of players will probably go back and play that build rather than Modern Warfare 3. Or when they had that one custom H2M that was about to come out, and they took it down because they were afraid it was going to hurt sales for Black Ops 6. And they publicly stated these things in the cease and desist. Right here, in this comment that I put on screen before, you can see they use the line right here. When Call of Duty's content is used without permission, our client must unfortunately step in and ask you to stop. Not only to protect the developer's work, but also to keep its game secure. I'm going to just say right now, I think that part is the part that gets me so mad because, one, they definitely do not care about the developer's work. Verdansk, Caldera, Cold War's Verdansk, those are all gone. The ones we have now, the movement, everything, is not the same as that game. There's no bunny hop. There's so many goofy things that are in Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7's Warzone that were not in the original build. The game looks better in MW19's engine. The current engine does not, and you could tell by all of the comments. The game ran better. The input delay was better. There were so many things that made that game so good. And that's not existing. But the really big one is that it keeps games secure. If you load up MW19 right now and go play, there is a possibility your PC gets hacked. Not kidding. If you go play MW19 on a console, there is a possibility that you will get banned because a cheater is going crazy in the game and banning random players. If you go and play Warzone, you are going to have a horrible time because hackers are everywhere. If you go and play that version of Warzone, everybody was playing legit. And they even made custom lobbies where people could, do whatever they want. If they wanted to go and use their own cheats, they actually put it in the game. So it's like, hey, go use wall hacks in only private matches, and in online, it is not possible. They did that. Now, most people don't care to do that. But my point is that they made it so that cheaters aren't going to go cheat in online matches because it's a part of the game in the custom mode. You want to go goof around with your friends? Go do that there. A similar approach to that was Halo. The Master Chief Collection had mods enabled in one server and no mods in another server. And that's what gave them that idea. Is if cheaters want to cheat, go cheat in a custom lobby. You want to play online? Go play online and play legit. That's simple. That is the problem. Is there is no approach to this under this cease and desist other than it is their content, right? Which is fair. Totally fair legally. But still, the argument that they want to protect their developers when how many did they fire since Microsoft acquired them? Like half the studios? How many of them got overworked to the point of burnout? How many of them lost all of their work from Area 99, Fortune's Keep, Caldera? I mean, there are so many maps, Vondel, just gone. Like that. Totally just disappeared. And yet, we're going to say that we're doing it to protect their work. These guys were working on creating a build that preserved those developers' work. We haven't seen half of these maps in years. But they need to keep their game secure, even though there's a lot of security risks by playing the old builds. It blows my mind. So that is the situation. No, I didn't go and kill this game by making the video. I was told to make the video. If you want to look at it like that, you could say these developers killed their own game. But really, I think what they were doing was they believed in their project just as much as I did. That this was to preserve the game. And hopefully, you all take this and realize, maybe we need to support things like, game preservation a little bit more. I don't know. Please don't go attacking Activision developers. I feel like that's obvious, but some people just are a little, out there and think they know what they're talking about and are going to go do that. Please don't do that. If you have an issue, all right, you want to tweet about it, don't go attacking people. Speak from your perspective. And if you have a comment that's constructive, comment down below, like or dislike the video, and subscribe. That's it. I got big news coming. I may or may not be working on a game. And I'll have a lot of information about that very soon. So, if you do miss this MW19 era of games, might have something coming for you real soon. Subscribe so you don't miss it.